And yes, I did play Zero Dawn before this.
I better get going.
Oh, you know where to find
And
me.
unlike this game, I 100% completed Zero Dawn. Did everything there is. But I am too burned out to do the same in this game. If the gameplay was better in this game, then I would do it.
Aloy.
Yeah.
It appears that we
And
have
I
some
like the
interesting
gameplay a
new
lot more in
guests.
Zero Dawn.
I'm glad to see you're okay,
But
though.
I'm not gonna talk
I heard you gave the
on top of
Tanakh
them right now.
something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint.
Okay, so as I said, I like Zero Dawn's combat more because there is more broken things for you to use in Zero Dawn's combat, like the tripwire spamming, the blast sling effectiveness, like the burst slash sling, blast sling, as well as the arrows on almost all of the bows, the sharpshooter bows, as well as the non-sharpshooter bows, the normal bows, hunter bows, yeah, that's what they are. Doing always the highest amount of damage, apart from like the DLC bow in the Frozen Wilds that you have to like fully knock in order to get the full damage of the arrow. But like all of those mechanics there and a plethora of more allows for much more faster paced and more frantic combat playstyle. Like you can like really like make space in combat in that game and crowd control the machines, you know? You don't have to like either, you know, use some like melee mechanics fighting like one machine at a time to do like some burst hits, as well as use that one pulse energy mechanic that, you know, reveals a weak point on the machine and then you shoot it and it explodes doing some kind of energy damage or something. You don't have to like rely on that to do good melee damage. And then also all of the tripwires, the blast slings, and as well as the what is that it's like that bolt harpoon weapon that this game has that is incredibly heavy compared to the version of the same weapon that is a lot lighter in Zero Dawn. That was incredibly fun to use. So it's just one of my favorite weapons in that game, in fact. It, like, I put some modifications on it that increased its fire rate up to like, you know, more than 3 times the normal fire rate of the weapon. And it was like, it was absolutely insane, that weapon close range. Fun as hell to use. But yeah, this game, pretty much every single weapon that I have come across in this game is just nerfed heavily. It's like the devs were like, let's take all of the fun things out of this game's combat and balance everything like it's a competitive game with multiplayer elements. Like they basically did that philosophy, but just, you know, versus PvE machines. Like all of the fun, like, you know, broken mechanics that you can use and enjoy are just both. They just took all of that away.
New Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different.
Oh, by the way, the better game of the two, Forbidden West. Forbidden West is easily the better game of the two. But for me, I enjoyed Zero Dawn more.
Have you talked to
because
any
the
of our
combat is
new
more enjoyable.
Friends?
Aaron and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently
mechanically
our
speaking, the combat is better in this game.
tribal prattle is
But,
unnecessary.
you know, less broken
Charming,
weapons,
isn't
less
he?
things to abuse. There's less, like, power trip, you know? When you, like, finally make it in the game's combat. Which makes it less fun.
Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
But
Whatever comes,
mechanically speaking, with
we will
how many
endure.
intricacies that there is added to this game compared to Zero Dawn, this game is also mechanically,
I have to go.
theoretically better in its
I
combat
trust
as well.
you to keep things
But,
civil
you
around
know,
here.
it just isn't
I'll
for
make sure
reasons I
Aaron
just said.
doesn't punch Silence in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
Silence, silence.